I'm T Love, and this is the Love Song Podcast, a Love Song media production, and we are sponsored as always by Shirts and More, located at 2517 Jacob Street in Wheeling, West Virginia. Shirts and More is a family-owned business, and for over 40 years, they have been providing the best and most professional garments on the market. Let Tracy, Braxton, or Dana or any of the friendly staff at Shirts and More help you with your next apparel need. You can contact them directly at 304-232-2030. Tell them T-Love sent you. I guarantee you they'll take care of you. I hope everyone had a fantastic, safe, exciting 4th of July. Today we're going to do episode 37. We're going to continue the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, but I'm going to do it in a little reverse fashion. What are we celebrating? Why are we celebrating it? Those are some of the more important questions I've been asking myself lately. Episode 37, I'm going to show you how your American tax dollars are tied directly to Israel through U.S. aid. I want to begin this episode by telling you a quick little story from down in Texas. Let me say for the record, I love Texas. I really like their governor, Greg Abbott. But after diving into this little story, I must admit, I've got some mixed feelings here. San Marcos is the Texas city that tried to pass a resolution calling for an arms embargo against Israel and urging the federal government to stop sending taxpayer funds there. San Marcos' city council ultimately voted against the resolution, and then Governor Greg Abbott threatened to pull state funding from the city if they passed the measure. I'm floored when I read this. The San Marcos government determined they needed to invest some serious time and money into their own infrastructure. So they did what any city does. They got their government body. They went to work on two plans of action. One was to see how much money was needed for the infrastructure, and secondly, they had to begin to analyze their city budget to see where they could cut money from. What they found was their city was funding Israel at a cost to the city of $390,041 annually. They all got to thinking about how many potholes they could fix, the bridges that they could re-secure, and just all the different things that they could shore up, and the countless number of infrastructure items that they could fix with $400,000 annually. I mean, over a 3-year period, that's $1.2 million. That's a lot of money to a small town. So the good stewards of San Marcos, that being the mayor and the city council, said, don't pay it. We have needs here in America. We have needs here in San Marcos. We have needs for our citizens. We have needs for our taxpayers. So they just voted to stop paying it. And then Governor Abbott comes in and tells them, if you don't pay the tax, you won't get any more state funding. So I did what any independent investigative journalist does. I dove into it. I wanted to find out what in the world is going on here, right? And what I found is that the United States gives the state of Israel $3 billion every year. To compound that math, every state in the Republic ponies up millions in Israeli funding. Then to multiply that compound math equation, every city and town in the entire state sends tax money to Israel. And then to square root it all off into one anti-democratic law, there is the anti-BDS law. That is a law passed in 28 states and another 7 states by executive order that basically bans any state or city from doing business with any company that engages in boycotting, divestment, or sanctions against Israel or any of its proxies. The 28 states that have passed anti-BDS legislation include Alabama, Florida, Arizona, Iowa, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arkansas, Texas, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Minnesota, Nevada, South Carolina, Tennessee, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Kansas, North Carolina, Utah, Missouri, Idaho, West Virginia, Colorado, Mississippi, and New Hampshire. Wow. The 7 states with an executive order for anti-BDS include New York, Maryland, Wisconsin, Louisiana, Kentucky, South Dakota, and just recently the Alaska governor, Mike Dunleavy, passed a similar executive order for his state as well. So 28, pardon me, 28 and 7 is 35. So 35 states out of our union, Democrat, Republican alike. And y'all all thought this was going to be a Republican issue, didn't you? I keep telling y'all, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. My job is to dive into every single topic I can to show you the compromise, the corruption, and the cover-up. Not by the left, not by the right, but by both sides. And they are complicit in each other's cover-ups. It's all one big circle jerk. The minute you come to realize that, the minute your mind gets set free, kind of like mine did. Since the October the 7th, 2023 attack on Israel, the United States has given our Middle Eastern ally $21.7 billion. Every state in the U.S. shoulders at the burden for this U.S. aid. But my question is, why is the United States giving the 15th richest country in the world so much aid? No, they are not a partner or sponsor. And yes, I would love for them to be. Israel is a high-income country, ranking as the 15th richest economy per capita out of 145 studied. Its 9.99 million inhabitants have a GDP per capita of 54,294. Why is Israel so rich as a country? Well, mainly because the United States gives them $3 billion a year. But Israel has a technologically advanced market economy with cut diamonds, high technology equipment, and pharmaceuticals among its major exports. The country is very highly developed in terms of life expectancy, education, per capita income, and other human development index indicators. What is the most common job in Israel? The industries with the most in-demand jobs are medicine, marketing, education, business, and technology. Other popular industries important to Israel's economy are tourism, finances, agriculture, and the telecommunications industry. Now, we're going to do a little breakdown. We're going to do a breakdown of a few states and what they give Israel. Shall we? Let's go. The state of Alabama gives Israel $34,824,872. The state of Florida gives Israel $238,816,000 and some change. Georgia gives Israel $90,497,000 and some change. South Carolina, $35 million. North Carolina, almost $84 million. Tennessee, $157.5 million. California, $535,627,000. Washington gives them $97,617,000 and some change. Pennsylvania, $147 million. New York, almost $347 million. Colorado gives them $71.5 million. In the state of Texas, $337 million. Now that's just 12 random states that I chose. The other 38 states in our republic are also on the list, but due to time constraints, I won't list them all. If you want to take a look at it, and all the data that I'm sharing with you, you can go to uscpr.org/map. uscpr.org/map. Go look up your state, your city, your county. It's amazing. I am absolutely torn to shreds over this stuff. Torn to shreds. Not only is the state on the hook, but I'm going to break it down by the city and the town, the county that you live in. You ready? In Alabama, who shells out $34,824,000 and some change for all of my friends and viewers in the Millbrook area. Millbrook shells out $123,499. The city of Montgomery, $1,526,222. Prattville, $277,096. Wetumpka, almost $40,000. The little bitty town of Ashford, $14,910. The Circle City, Dothan, Alabama, $497,940. And even little old bitty Cottonwood gives up $6,799. You say, well, you know what, T-Love? I don't live in the city. I live in the county. I don't have to pay those taxes. I got you. You ready? So if you live in Autauga County, you pay $333,214. Elmore County, $506,914. Chilton County, for all of my peach lovers up there in Chilton County, $187,860. Houston County, $768,584. Whether you pay federal, state, city, or county taxes, I promise you that your tax dollars are going to Israel at a tune of $38,824,872 annually. Here's the sad part. If you live in the state and then you live in the city, which is also in the county, you're being taxed 3 different ways. Go look it up. It will blow your flipping mind. Let's take a look at Florida, shall we? How about all of my friends in Florida? Florida shells out $238,816,483 annually. The city of Milton. Milton's in the news a lot lately. Apparently they've got a dysfunctional government. But the city of Milton pays $84,000 a year. Pace, $267,000. Pensacola, $704,000. And for my viewers down in the Margate area, I got you, $565,000. Let's list it out by county just so we don't miss anybody, shall we? Bay County, $1.5 million. Escambia County, $2.2 million. Santa Rosa County, $1.4 million. How about my friends and viewers in Tennessee who shell out $57,496 a year? City of Jackson, $500,000. City of Memphis, $5 million. The city of Nashville, $6.1 million. And good old Rocky Top, Knoxville, $1.5 million. Even Mississippi, which by most metrics is the poorest state in the Union, well, they give up $17 million annually to the ship known as Israel. One of my viewers in Arkansas wanted me to give their contributions, and I had already finished the production sheet, but when one of my viewers makes a request, T-Love does his best to honor that request. So in the state of Arkansas, you give up $21,481,000 as a state. The city of Bentonville gives $438,000, and the county of Benton gives $4.3 million. So why is the U.S. taxpayer sending Israel so much money? Israel has a highly developed free market economy. The country has a sophisticated welfare state, a powerful modern military said to possess nuclear weapons, 223 of them to be exact, capability with a full nuclear triad, modern infrastructure equivalent to developed countries, and a high technology sector competitively on par with Silicon Valley. It has the second largest number of startup companies in the world after the United States, and the third largest number of NASDAQ listed companies after the United States and China. American companies such as Intel, Microsoft, and Apple built their first overseas research and development facilities in Israel. More than 400 high-tech multinational corporations such as IBM, Google, Hewlett-Packard, Cisco Systems, Facebook, and Motorola have opened R&D centers throughout Israel. As of 2025, the IMF estimated Israel has the 25th largest economy in the world by nominal GDP and one of the biggest economies in the Middle East. The country's major economic sectors are high technology and industrial manufacturing. The Israeli diamond industry is one of the world centers for diamond cutting and polishing, amounting to 21% of all exports in 2017. As the country is relatively poor in natural resources, it consequently depends on imports of petroleum, raw materials, wheat, motor vehicles, uncut diamonds, and production inputs. Nonetheless, the country's nearly total reliance on energy imports may change in the future as recent discoveries of natural gas reserves off its coast and the Israeli solar energy industry have taken a leading role in Israel's energy sector. I've got a whole bunch more here. A whole bunch more. But I'm going to stop. And I'm going to go all the way back up to the top of my notes, and I want to read a passage from the Bible. Because, see, there are some people out there who want to say, T-Love, you're being anti-Semitic. Not according to the Bible. You see in Romans 9:6, for not all who are descended from Israel belong to Israel. In this passage, the Apostle Paul clarifies that physical birth into the nation of Israel, or being a biological descendant of Abraham, does not automatically guarantee spiritual salvation. He establishes two key concepts. The children of the flesh, physical descendants, are distinguished from the children of the promise, those of true faith. Being of Israel physically is different than being from Israel spiritually. This is further emphasized in Romans 9:27, where Paul quotes the prophet Isaiah regarding the salvation of ethnic Israelites. Though the number of children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, only a remnant will be saved. Before you let a politician, before you let a big tech company, before you let a spiritual leader, and before you let any ignorant person that goes to a church where their pastor's not preaching the gospel call you down for being an anti-Semite, go back and read Romans 9:6 and Romans 9:27. They're the people of the faith and the people of the flesh. The people of the faith absolutely believe Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal. It's all on record. You can go look it up. His own president, Israel, for those of you who didn't know, Israel does have a president. they also have a prime minister. The own president of Israel would not pardon Benjamin Netanyahu for his war crimes. He is often called down in their parliament for being a war criminal, for being a genocidal maniac. He is what you would call a person of the flesh. And those are the people that I call down on my show. I would trust that you go get educated on the Bible. I would trust that you go get educated on the facts. Why are we giving Israel so much money? This coming week, I'm going to do a lot of episodes on Israel. This being the first. Why is Israel a major player in the Epstein saga? And they're the only country to attack the United States that we didn't blow them off the map. Not because T. Love said so, because it's fact. We're all just one diagnosis, one accident, or one unexpected phone call away from living a much different life. I implore you, be humble, be faithful, show your love, and go check on your people. Until I see you on the next episode, take care.